Radical improvements or subtle refinements? Let's check out 6 important changes that Jeep is bringing to the 2026 Wrangler that make a big departure from the outgoing model. Number 6. The 4xe gets a major powertrain upgrade. The current Wrangler 4xe uses the ZF8 HP75PH transmission, but the 2026 model is switching to the more advanced ZF8 HP80PH plug-in hybrid 8-speed automatic. This isn't just a minor tweak, it's a complete overhaul of the hybrid system's capabilities. The new electric motor delivers 215 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque, compared to the current system's 134 horsepower and 181 pound-feet. That's a massive jump that translates to noticeably quicker acceleration and more responsive power delivery. The system integrates the motor's electronic control directly into the transmission housing, which reduces wiring complexity and cuts maintenance costs by eliminating separate control units that can fail. The new electric motor uses welded copper rods instead of traditional coiled copper wire, increasing power density without expanding the transmission's physical size. An upgraded hydraulic control system reduces required hydraulic fluid from 3.1 liters to just 1.8 liters, minimizing drag loss and improving efficiency. But the most significant change for daily driving is the electric-only range, which jumps to approximately 31 miles, a 50% improvement over the current 21-mile range. Here's why that matters. Most Americans commute less than 30 miles round trip. With the 2026 4xe, you can complete your entire daily commute without burning a drop of gasoline, saving hundreds of dollars monthly on fuel. The 2026 4xe can reach speeds up to 74.5 miles per hour on electric power alone, meaning highway commutes can be completed silently and efficiently. Anyone who's tried precise rock crawling knows how difficult throttle control can be with a traditional gas engine. The instant torque from the electric motor provides exceptional low-speed control when navigating technical obstacles, giving drivers precise throttle modulation that gas engines simply cannot match. Production for the updated 4xe starts in a matter of weeks at the Toledo Assembly Complex. So the hybrid gets impressive upgrades, but what about buyers who refuse to give up on traditional V8 power? That brings us to the next change that nobody saw coming. Number 5. The V8 sticks around against all odds. The outgoing Wrangler Rubicon 392 was supposed to be the final edition, the last hurrah for the legendary 6.4-liter Hemi V8 in the Wrangler lineup. Jeep marketed it that way, enthusiasts mourned the end of the V8 era, but plans changed dramatically for 2026. The 392 is coming back, and it's no longer wearing the final edition label. This reversal represents a significant shift in Jeep's product strategy, likely driven by strong demand from the enthusiast community, who weren't ready to say goodbye to 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. The 2026 Rubicon 392 will continue as a regular model in the lineup, stripped of the commemorative final edition features like the Mopar triple-loop grille guard and 83-piece toolkit, but with a slight power increase. While the hybrid systems offer impressive efficiency and respectable power, nothing replicates the visceral experience of a big displacement V8. The deep rumble at idle, the linear power delivery through the rev range, and the psychological satisfaction of having 8 cylinders under the hood. The 392 remains the performance king of the Wrangler lineup, launching from 0 to 60 miles per hour in approximately 4.0 seconds. Supercar territory for an off-road vehicle with solid axles and 35-inch tires. Pricing is about to start around $95,500, notably lower than the final edition's $101,890 sticker. Raw power is impressive, but it doesn't matter much if the vehicle wanders all over the highway, which brings us to the next refinement. Number 4. Steering gets long overdue refinement. Anyone familiar with the Wrangler knows its steering has historically been optimistic about precision. The vague, wandering feel at highway speeds has been a defining characteristic, one that owners learn to live with as the trade-off for supreme off-road capability. The 2026 model is addressing this with meaningful updates to the steering system. If you've ever driven a Wrangler on a long highway trip, you know the mental fatigue that sets in after a few hours of constant micro-corrections to keep the vehicle tracking straight. Jeep engineers have recalibrated the steering rack to provide a better on-center feel, reducing the constant small corrections that Wrangler drivers have become accustomed to making on the highway. The steering gear itself features tighter tolerances and refined programming in the electronic power steering system that varies assist based on speed and driving conditions. These changes also improve feedback from the road surface, helping drivers feel more connected to what the front wheels are doing. This is particularly beneficial when navigating technical off-road situations where understanding tire contact and traction is crucial. For anyone planning to use their Wrangler as a primary vehicle, these steering enhancements transform long highway highway journeys. The reduced wandering means less mental fatigue over multi-hour drives, and navigating tight urban environments becomes noticeably easier. The steering improvements help the Wrangler on the road, but what about how it looks? That's where the next change comes in with fresh color options. Number 3. Styling tweaks add fresh options. The 2026 Wrangler is getting subtle exterior updates with new color options joining the palette. Colors like Gobi, a distinctive desert tan, are making their way from the Gladiator to the Wrangler, while popular limited-time options like Tuscadero Pink are becoming permanent choices. Additional new colors unique to the 2026 model year are expected, giving buyers more ways to personalize their Wranglers. Small details like wheel designs, badge placement, and trim finishes are being updated, but these modifications are intentionally subtle. Jeep is maintaining the design continuity that has defined the model for decades. The grille remains recognizable, the round headlights stay in place, and the overall proportions don't change. These are core elements that define the Wrangler's iconic appearance. Surface-level styling changes are one thing, but the real question is whether the 2026 Wrangler can still back up its rugged appearance with actual capability, and that's exactly what we need to address next. Number 2. Unmatched off-road capability with further refinements. The Wrangler's off-road dominance isn't changing for 2026, it's simply being refined. The fundamentals that make it the benchmark remain in place. Solid Dana 44 axles front and rear, electronic sway bar disconnects, locking differentials, and class-leading approach and departure angles. What's particularly noteworthy is how the updated 4xe hybrid system actually enhances off-road capability. The electric motor's instant torque delivery provides exceptional low-speed control when crawling over obstacles, giving drivers the kind of precise throttle modulation that's difficult to achieve with a gas engine alone. The battery's low center of gravity improves stability on off-camber situations, and the ability to operate in electric-only mode means silent trail running for wildlife observation or stealth camping. The rock-crawling ratios in the transfer case continue to provide ultra-low gearing for technical obstacles, while 35-inch all-terrain tires on certain trims maximize ground clearance and traction. The trail rail management system makes it simpler to mount and secure accessories, auxiliary lights to recovery gear without drilling holes or making permanent modifications. Rubicon models retain their legendary capability package: 33-inch tires as standard with 35-inch options, reinforced axles, electronic disconnecting sway bars for improved articulation, and part-time or full-time transfer cases depending on configuration. The 2026 model refines this proven formula without changing the core components that make it work. All these capabilities sound great, but there's one final reality that every potential buyer needs to face, and it's the most important consideration of all. Number 1. Prices keep climbing across the board. Here's the reality that prospective buyers need to understand. Even though the 2026 Wrangler's changes are relatively minor, prices are going up. The base sport model is about to start around $35,000, up from the current model's $34,000 starting price. Mid-level trims like the Willys are expected to start around $43,000, while the popular Rubicon will likely cross the $50,000 threshold with a starting price near $51,000. The high-performance Rubicon 392 will start around $95,500. The price increases reflect several factors. Rising production costs, more standard equipment, and the addition of advanced features all contribute to higher sticker prices. The 4xe models command even higher prices with significant premiums over gas-only equivalents. Expect fully loaded Wrangler 4xe models to easily exceed $60,000, a far cry from the affordable, stripped-down Jeeps of previous decades. The pricing reality means buyers need to carefully evaluate whether the 2026 changes justify the higher costs. If the improved hybrid system, continued V8 availability, or refined steering are priorities, the new model makes sense. All in all, the 2026 Wrangler represents evolutionary refinement rather than revolutionary change. The upgraded 4xe powertrain delivers genuine performance and efficiency improvements. The unexpected V8 continuation satisfies traditionalists, refined steering addresses a long-standing weakness, and the core off-road capability remains best in class. But rising prices mean buyers must decide whether these incremental upgrades justify paying more for what's fundamentally the same proven formula that made the current generation successful. Rivals are getting updates as well, which is why you must check out our video about the controversial updates of the 2026 Ford Bronco. If you think that every change is good, the Wrangler's key rival might prove you wrong. In order to keep pace with Wrangler, the Bronco comes with a set of novelties, but it looks like not all of the fans are happy with them.